Sales hiring software enables sales managers to hire the best salespeople and coach their teams for success. Join me in welcoming InsideSales.com product manager, Andrew Young.
Hi, thank you for being here. My name is Andrew Young. I'm a product manager at InsideSales.com. And if you're attending this session, I assume it's because you play a large role in hiring sales reps at your organizations. Now, hiring is a very difficult thing to do. Hiring has been and always will be predictive in nature. You as a hiring manager are asked to look into your crystal ball and predict whether or not this applicant is going to be successful at your company and your specific sales roles. That's a very difficult thing to do. Human behavior is notoriously difficult to predict, and it's because we are very complex individuals, and that's just human nature. And one of the reasons why behavior is so difficult for us to predict as human beings is a principle of psychology called attribute substitution. And what this principle teaches us is that oftentimes when we are faced with a very difficult question to answer, such as, will this candidate be successful at my company and my specific sales roles and my specific sales process, oftentimes what we do subconsciously and unknowingly is we substitute that difficult question for a related but different question and much easier question, such as, do I like this candidate? Now that's a very easy question for us to answer as human beings, but it is definitely the wrong question for us to be answering when we're trying to fill sales positions. The result of our hiring efforts right now is that on average, only a little better than half, 59% of reps, actually ever even hit quotas. Now some of you might be thinking, can't we control that by lowering our quotas? And there's some truth to that. If you were to lower your quotas, you may get a higher percentage of reps actually hitting quota. But what if you could tilt the odds in your favor so that you actually have more reps who are actually hitting quota? For many of you listening in on this presentation, going from 59% up even just a few percentage points could represent millions and millions of dollars for your organizations. The Journal of Personal Selling and Sales Management tells us that sales as a profession has twice the turnover rate as other professions. Now, if we connect the dots from the previous stat which I showed, which talked about how only a little bit better than 50% of reps ever even hit quota, and now all of a sudden we realize that sales reps turn over twice as much as other professions, it makes perfect sense why that turnover happens. And think about it. If you were a sales rep and you haven't been placed in a position where you can be successful, of course you're going to leave. Of course you're going to go seek another company or opportunity where you have a better chance of being successful. There is a desperate need for hiring efforts to begin to become more scientific in their approach. This is a chart from Deloitte, and Deloitte studied which departments and organizations use analytics in some form or another in their approaches. And for the most part, finance, operations, sales, and marketing, greater than 50% are using analytics. But HR, on the other hand, is a bit of a laggard. Or only 14% of HR departments are being analytical or scientific in any regard whatsoever to their approach. It seems to be that HR is flipping coins and reading resumes. Here's another scary statistic. The top 20% of sales reps outsell by 10 times the revenue compared to the bottom 20% of sales reps. Now here's a look at what that statistic looks like. Here on the very far left, you have the top 20% of sales reps, and they actually close close to 50% of all of the revenue for their respective teams. And the bottom 20% of sales reps on the very far right, only about 5% of total revenue for the teams. That represents somewhere between 3 and 10 times more revenue when you hire a rep who's in the top 20% compared to anyone else. That's pretty terrifying. So the real question is, why are we hiring people here on the very far right? Why are we doing that? Why would we actively seek out people who are not likely to be successful in our organizations? And the real answer to that, I believe, is that we really can't tell the difference. We can't, our human eyes, our intuition, all the knowledge we can gather from resumes and the way we can interpret people in interviews is not enough. We really can't tell the difference between these people. And that's a major problem. So the sales indicator approach is two things. One, it's to measure predictive behavior that we otherwise could not gather or understand from an interview. And second, to apply data science and machine learning through our Neurolytics platform. Neurolytics being a combination of the words neural networks and predictive analytics. And the result of applying this approach to sales is really, really powerful. Sales indicator, very pure and simple, predicts quota attainment. We will tell you in a pre-hire situation what percentage of quota we think an applicant will be able to reach. And the amazing thing is that we are averaging 87% accuracy amongst our customers. Now, that accuracy is predicted versus actual sales attainment. Very powerful stuff. So how do we predict sales performance? Well, first of all, we begin by identifying the relevant talents that are really indicative of sales success. So our team of PhDs have done the research, and we've uncovered these 4 categories: ambition, resilience, empathy, and openness, as really being indicative to sales success. Ambition being the drive for success and happiness in life. Resilience, the ability to overcome challenges and obstacles and not let those set you back. Empathy is the ability to comprehend and understand the psychological and emotional state of the people you're working with. And openness is referring to intellectual curiosity and a desire to learn about the world. So the sales indicator assessment tool measures those different attributes we just talked about and allows you to uncover the different levels of ambition, resilience, empathy, and openness for your employees and also for your applicants. So now that we've uncovered and measured predictive behavior, the sales indicator approach is to then apply machine learning and predictive analytics to that behavior. And what we've learned from doing this is that what it takes to be successful at one company is oftentimes very different from what it takes to be successful at another company and in different sales roles within different organizations, etc. And so the power of using what we call an adaptive model is that whatever is leading to success in your organization, whatever unique combination of attributes, Neurolytics and Sales Indicator will figure out what that is so that you can predict very accurately and powerfully with your candidates and applicants how well they will do. So the main way that we're able to do this is we plug into your CRM data and we base all of our predictions on your actual performance numbers. And because of that, we can apply machine learning to the algorithms that predict your candidates. And what this means is that every single month, as you have more and new performance numbers being achieved and earned, we'll apply that to your algorithms. Now, this is really important because what it took to be successful in your companies 6 or 8 months ago might be very different from what it is today. And so Sales Indicator will adapt and stay current and up to date on everything that's happening and leading to success in your company. And particularly around your different sales roles, you can build different models based on your sales development reps, your closers, account managers, or any other specific sales role that you have. And this is really important because what it takes to be successful as a sales development rep might be very different from a closer or account manager, etc. To help illustrate how this works, when you are implementing Sales Indicator, the first step you take is to assess your current sales teams with the Sales Indicator assessment. The second step is to add in their actual performance numbers from your CRM, and then from there, Neurolytics will take that data and train a predictive model that you can use with applicants. Now, the second and third steps here in yellow occur continuously every single month so that your model will stay current and up to date. So now that you have built your predictive models, let's look at where Sales Indicator will be most effective. On your screen, you're looking at a typical hiring funnel where at the very top, your goal is to attract applicants. Once they enter your funnel, your goal is to screen out unqualified applicants and then evaluate between them, verify credentials, and ultimately hire the applicants. Sales Indicator is particularly effective and valuable here towards the top of the funnel, where your goal is to screen out unqualified applicants who are not likely to hit quota and evaluate between those reps, especially when your investment in those candidates is at their lowest point. The power of what you're able to do with Sales Indicator now, as a hiring manager, you can look at a pool of applicants and know before you hire them which ones are likely to hit quota and which ones are likely to not hit quota. And that way you can focus all of your effort and resources on the best applicants possible. Thank you for your time today. That's all I have. If you have any other questions or are interested in learning more about InsideSales.com, please come visit us today at the Inside Sales booth in the Expo Hall, or also feel free to reach out to me directly. Again, my name is Andrew Young. My email address is ayoung@insidesales.com. I'd be happy to talk with you more if you have any other questions or comments or would like to know more. Thanks.